Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp. Today we have for you our 10 upcoming games for the week in hand, and as usual it's a mix of ports, some interesting indies and a couple of absolute stinkers.
Yeah, you are in for a real treat, and when I say treat, I mean some of the games are going to literally offend you. So let's get into the list. The first one is a game called Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, and I played this back on the iPad I believe, and it was also on Xbox and I think some other platforms. It was a game where you had to control both the characters with one controller, so the right analog stick would control one of them and the left the other. It has some basic puzzles that use this mechanic over and over, but the storyline was really nice, and the relationship between the two brothers as they go to find a cure for their ill father was quite compelling. The Switch version looks to have some improved visuals over the game that I originally played, and at £8.99 could be a nice pickup if you've not played it before.
Okay, then next up we have Little Friends, Dogs and Cats. Now this by anything but name seems to be Nintendogs, if any of you remember that game, and I'm sure a fair few of you will. So in this you can choose up to 3 pets to own at once, and you obviously look after them, buy them treats, etc. And there are 12 different breeds to choose from, including but not exclusive to a Labrador, a Bulldog and a German Shepherd. Sounds like Crufts, doesn't it?
Crufts. Oh wow, yep. Have you ever had a Scottish fold, Glen?
I don't think I should talk about that on YouTube, to be fair.
Not really a dog person myself, but 40 quid? Oof, yeah. I bet it's going to sell like absolute hotcakes, let's be honest. The next title comes from Nicalis, and it's called Crystal Crisis. Now, Glen knows his stuff when it comes to these types of games. I'm not really a fan of puzzlers, but it looks like it's a puzzle that combines some form of fighting mechanics in the background.
Yeah, so it's a tile matching game, but has that fighting mechanic that Mark just mentioned, much the same as games like Super Puzzle Fighter from back in the day. There was also a Mortal Kombat one that I believe was bundled in with the Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 game that was released on the DS, probably with others as well. So as you match the tiles, your characters will fight in the background, and it includes characters from some of the games published by Nicalis, such as Isaac, the characters from Cave Story, as well as mascot Johnny Turbo.
There are some games that stand out to Glen and I as we're looking through the eShop as maybe something a bit special or that people are going to be really interested in, and Terra Tech is definitely one of those games. It has almost a Lego Technics look about it. You're dropped onto a planet from a crashed spaceship and are then given the chance to rebuild your craft using various parts scavenged from around the world. I haven't got too far into the game yet, but already it has a concept that I haven't really experienced. It feels a little bit like Minecraft, but combined with the addictiveness that Lego brings, where you can create anything.
Yeah, we played a little bit of this at EGX Rezzed in London, didn't we? Yeah. We have a gameplay video on the channel of the games that we saw that day, so we'll put a link in the description below if you want to see some of this in action. Just a quick little preface before we start the next one. I really like fishing games. I don't like fishing, I think it's boring, but I do enjoy fishing games. But this next one might just be the worst fishing game that I've ever seen. Now obviously we're only looking at a trailer, so it might be good, but just watch the character animations, watch how he glides across the screen, watch his dull, lifeless, motionless hand as it holds his catch of the day, and tell me if you'd pay £14 for this.
There really isn't much more to say than that. I don't like fishing games, I don't like real fishing, and this is, well, just look at it.
Okay, next up then we have Among the Sleep. Now this game came out a few years ago on PC, I believe, possibly on the other consoles as well, I'm not quite sure. And it's a first-person survival horror game, I suppose you would class it as.
Slash walking simulator.
I would say it's probably more of a walking simulator, Mark, here. I think you're right. Maybe along the lines of Layers of Fear, in terms of the world manipulates as you walk, and obviously that creates the fear and creates the tension. We've just watched the trailer, and Mark's...
Looks like he's about to cry.
Smells like he's pooed himself as well, to be fair, but it's definitely right up my street, and I seem to remember it did very well when it released a few years back.
Yeah, if only we had a camera on us right now. I'm literally sweating. Like, this looks scary. The narration and the performance looks great.
I think this is being released physically as well, and I've actually seen it for pre-order, obviously in England at least anyway, for £20. So it's one of those games where if you look around, it looks like you could get a really good deal physically.
Can't bloody wait, mate. Thanks.
I didn't believe in evil before all this. Now I'm not so sure.
Right, the next game is a game called Gateau Roboto, and this is another game actually we saw at EGX Rezzed, and it's also a game that I will be reviewing on the channel in the near future. I played about an hour of this today actually. First impressions are very, very good. I won't say much more than that, but in terms of the gameplay experience, it's a Metroidvania but done in the style of a ZX Spectrum game. It has the black and white aesthetic, has quite a good sense of humour in terms of the writing style, and so far at least, with an hour gone, the gameplay is very tight as well.
Plus, it is Devolver Digital, and they don't do bad games. Quite nice sometimes when they strip back these Metroidvanias. The next game is one called Acute, and it seems to follow a similar mechanic to maybe games like Pikmin and Katamari, where you have to gradually build up a larger group of followers to create a riot capable of lifting heavier objects and throwing environmental things to get to different areas.
Yeah, as well as Pikmin, it also reminds me of a game on the Wii U called The Wonderful 101, I think it was called, where you controlled a team of superheroes and you acted as one, and I think this is kind of what you do in this with your group of rioters, that as Mark said, the more you have, the stronger you become. Looks interesting. It's got a very quirky art style, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's from a very reputable name with Plug-in Digital. The next game to look out for, maybe not at this price, £44.99, is a game called Pix Ark. It really does look like Ark Survival Evolved just turned into Minecraft voxel art style. By the looks of it, it follows a similar style to a game like Dragon Quest Builders. There's over 100 different creatures you can tame, train and ride. It does follow that voxel art style, Glen, that you really don't enjoy, do you? But it has a creative mode as well, but I'm not really sure if there are quests and things like that here.
Mark just said there are quests, which would be a huge bonus for me because I need some structure in games like this. I find I get turned off very quickly if I'm left to my own devices. So yeah, it has quests in it too. Looks interesting, but it's fairly expensive. But then I suppose in games like this you could play them for an infinite amount of time, really, couldn't you?
Yeah, do you know what? This is actually ticking a lot of boxes here. It's got 1 to 64 player online mode. It has these procedurally generated quests, which obviously aren't as good as handcrafted ones. But a game like this, once you've got a focus to it, could be a really good time, to be fair.
Okay, the final game we're going to highlight this week then is a game called Gotham Gates, I would say. It's from Digerati and it appears to merge together a fair few different genres. It says that you have a card battling element in there. It appears to have some sort of tower defense as well. It's a strategy game with online multiplayer thrown in for good measure, and the trailer actually, although a lot of it isn't in-game footage, is certainly intriguing, isn't it?
My precious! That's definitely Golem Gates, isn't it? Have you never played a Baldur's Gate game? Golems, mate. They're like big reanimated like monster things made out of like stone. Yeah, Golem Gates. Looks nice that. I really enjoy that, but it's very strange. Difficult one to even explain, isn't it? That's us done. That's another week's upcoming games. Let us know down in the comments if we've missed any that you've been looking out for. We keep having random games drop like Sword Art Online from Bandai Namco that looks really nice. Thanks so much for watching. Remember guys, we give away a free Nintendo Switch game each and every month to our subscribers. For all things Switch all the time, keep it Switch up.
Yeah, let us know down below any of these that interest you or any ones that you are planning on picking up. Thanks as always for watching, take it easy, and until the next one, happy gaming.
Cheers guys, see ya!